Hello.
Yeah, Josh, we were just saying you look like a character from Men in Black. You look like Tommy Lee Jones. It's a good look.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that face like a topo map. That's what I'm after.
I would prefer that. Well, we'll get started. Violet, are you doing roll call?
Yes, I sure am. I will do the roll here really quick. Calling in online, we have Commissioner Slotnick, myself, Violet Plummer, Carrie Powers, Emily Dunkley, Eric Dixon, Aaron Kautz, Jason Hauser, Kyla Leonards, Mel Fisher, Sarah Bell, and MCAT. And it looks like in the room we have Commissioner Vero, Chris Lounsbury, Vinnie Pavlish, Ann Hughes, Allison Franz, and Pat Byrne with the Clinton Irrigation District. Did I miss anybody?
No, thank you.
Okay, you bet.
Well, now we're here at public comment on items not on the agenda. So Pat, I imagine this is you.
All right. Well, the reason I'm here today, the Clinton Irrigation District received an RRG grant from the DNRC 2 years ago to put our irrigation flow that runs through the court in a pipe. We've had considerable difficulty over the years of things being thrown in there and so forth. We just awarded a grant to a contractor, the Three Rivers Land Trust, or Three Rivers Land Works is the contractor. And we find that because of the rising costs over the last 2 years, we're only able to do about half of the project, which means that we can only run it halfway through that trailer court. And it will be almost an unworkable situation. I have contacted the DNRC and several other state agencies trying to get funding. We are short about $55,000 to finish the project and get it into the school. The school, Clinton School, has a water right out of that, and we need to try and get our work done up to their property. So I'm here today to see if there might be any of your recovery funds that might be available to help us, or that LATCF funding that you have.
What's
I think you just
LATCF?
received $3 million in July on that. Are you familiar with those?
I am not familiar with that program, those initials.
I beg your pardon?
Do you know what those initials stand for?
No, I don't. LATCF fund.
Local assistance and tribal.
You received $3 million in July. And,
Oh,
and
This
it's
is the 1.8
it's
million.
Yeah.
kind of a fund that you can work with pretty rapidly.
What, Chris and Juan? What fund is being referenced here?
So this is the $1.8 million or $1.4 million that the county will be eligible to receive this October in funds, and then $1.4 million in next year's allocation from the feds. So.
And that's for sure coming.
Yes. Yeah.
And what is it? And I'm sorry for not remembering. Why are we getting this money? What was this about?
This is part of the federal infrastructure package that was passed. It's basically divided up among local counties across the United States, and it goes to both counties and tribal governments to assist with projects in their communities. So Missoula County is getting $1.4 million in 2 different distributions, and then, for example, Flathead County is getting $6 million per distribution.
Oh, now I remember this, because we were talking about Flathead getting a lot. Now I remember. Correct. And we haven't yet talked about what we're going to be doing.
Well, correct, and we have not yet received the funding. The funding has not been dispersed. The first payment has not been dispersed from the feds yet, so.
Okay. All right. So I did have one question for that gentleman from Clinton. How many
Sure.
folks are on this irrigation system?
About 123 I believe, yes.
123. And
Just under
and Chris, I
1,000
guess I would ask this question to you and to John Hart if he's on the line, or maybe Vinny if Vinny would know. I don't know. Is there a possibility of doing something similar to an RSID?
I do not know the answer to that.
Yeah, that's definitely be in
RSID.
John's wheelhouse more than mine, but
Okay.
it's probably that we can look into.
Yeah, I think it would be, if you guys are okay looking into it, given the number of folks on this district and the size of the bill, there might be a way to work something out in an RSID type style, if that's not the right mechanism.
Whatever, I'm not familiar with that.
Rural Special Improvement
Rural Special
Improvement District.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This was the project, now I'm beginning to remember this, there was an open ditch and
It is
lots
an
of
open-
things coming into it and kids were
Yeah,
Yeah,
getting
you're
into.
putting it in a pipe.
And then the
Yes.
pipe came in. Okay,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
remembering this now.
Now, you folks, I understand you folks still own the sewer system and the water system there and have had
Okay.
the same
Where?
kinds of problems over the past.
This is the Lewis
Clark.
and Clark Trailer Court.
The Lewis and Clark Trailer Court, yes. Uh-huh.
And so this is, and we've done, CARES Act funding for Lewis and Clark sewer and water, right?
No, we actually applied for state ARPA funding for Lewis and Clark, and that was as well as I'm gonna get the wrong name of the program before there was
Another,
CARES in order to replace the tank that was there.
Okay.
another thought that we thought about would be to, once this project is completed, it's only 1,900 feet and it's going to go into an 18-inch tube under the walk. And there might be a way that we could put a walkway through there for the folks that live in that area. If there's any of those kinds of funds that might be available. My real problem is that the contractor will start in the middle of November to get this thing going. And he's only able to go.
Till the end of November.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Did the
So-
irrigation actually apply to the state for ARPA funding or no?
I beg your pardon.
When the state DNRC had their ARPA applications out earlier this year, did Clinton apply? Did you guys apply to DNRC for those?
No,
funds?
we had this
You had
project.
the other one.
We had
okay.
this project and it appeared as though now we will, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 100, I have a note here from our engineers. Our engineers are over in Helena, the WWC engineering company. It's $126 per lineal foot is the cost of this thing. And we're short $55,000 to get it done.
So,
What's the
sir, have you checked in with the NRCS and with the Conservation District? Because I know both those organizations do some cost share on irrigation, especially irrigation improvements that would result in conservation, and piping an open ditch would do that.
I have not.
I would check in with Radley Watkins.
Now, is that Jerry
Conservation
Marks?
District.
That Jerry
No,
Marks?
no, Radley
No.
Watkins
Radley Watkins, we can,
at the Conservation District, the
We
Missoula
can get you his
Conservation
contact
District.
information. Or can you-
They have a
Nice.
cost share grant program. And then I think if you do that and just let us think about this for a little bit and work on it a bit, we can get back to you.
Very fine. I certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll try and come up with something to help.
so that, like, and something like NRCS, that this isn't, because this is NRCS is more like agriculture. Is that correct, Josh?
It is, and this is an irrigation thing, and they have an EQIP program. They also have a bunch of smaller programs. They're all cost share.
All
but
the conservation.
putting an open ditch in a pipe 100% qualifies.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
NRCS.
Yeah, and
NRCS
we'll-
program is
we'll-
different.
Oh, okay.
I got you.
I'll reach
Thank
out to Radley and connect you guys. I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna give him the contact information here too, Josh, but
Oh,
Okay.
that,
maybe if you could let Radley know.
Yep,
That'd be
I'll do
great.
that.
Thank
do
you.
that.
thank you so much.
Well, Pat, what's your phone number?
My home phone is 406-825-4791. The cell phone is 406-240-6230.
Okay. Great. Well, we'll be in touch
Oh,
later this week. Like when would we be able to chew on
Well,
this?
I'll and sir, did you leave an email as well?
Run through conservation.
Do you do
Check
email?
Radley's phone number.
yes, ma'am.
What's your at? Mhm.
537.byrne@gmail.
Okay. Fantastic. We will,
Thank you, Ann.
Josh is gonna call Radley. We'll be in touch with Radley and you.
I
We'll
can't,
kick around what sort of county opportunities there might be,
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
and we'll be in touch. What is today? Tuesday? By the end of the week, one way or another.
Wonderful, wonderful. I thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Pat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any other public comment on items not on the agenda? Consent agenda, we have 2 items. Does anything need to be pulled out, discussed separately? Any comment on the consent agenda?
I'd move we approve the consent agenda.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Okay, on to the action items. Our first one's with Quinn Ziegler or Chantel Giener.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to cover
Oh,
that for them.
okay.
So as you may be aware, the city and the county have partnered on providing some additional
Oh, there
pretrial.
he is.
Oh, great. There's Chantel. Never mind. I'm gonna stop talking.
Hey, Chantel.
I just wasn't clicking fast enough. So is this for the, I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me. The past contract.
Autumn.
Audemon. Okay. So these are related items, the past contract and Audemon. The Audemon is a database that we are going to contract with the company to provide the backbone that we need for data collection and case management for the services delivered to the city for pretrial. So the past program is the city's light touch pretrial monitoring. They are paying for that directly, and the data system is part of what they're paying for with their contract with us. And what this will allow us to do is both be able to track, how folks are doing within the program and get some outcomes information, as well as for the case managers, be able to track how many times did they call, are folks on track, that sort of thing. And then just some framework, the light touch monitoring is not compliance-based pretrial. This is for misdemeanors, folks who are, generally speaking, going to have lower barriers. And however, there's a tier system. So tier 1, 2, 3. Folks who are on tier 3 will have demonstrated a history of having some barriers for getting to court, some barriers for following through with their conditions of release. As we all know, most people are released from jail. And so in the pretrial, the goals are to ensure that they get to court at their court dates and to not be arrested on new charges. So long as someone's not convicted of a crime, that's what the program's aims are. And the Muni Court judges are going to be relying on outcomes to know if people are being successful. So if somebody is rearrested and or they are missing court, that's how they will know whether or not they are being effective within the program. So Audubon is the case management part.
But Chantel just accurately summarized also item number 2.
Yes. I
If you wanted to take
decided,
them together.
We can take them together,
You
one's
can.
receiving money and one.
Yes, you
okay.
can absolutely take them.
Let's
All
take
right.
them together.
Yeah, I would move, we do 1 and 2.
Second, any further discussion? Oh, sorry.
You can't actually.
But she did.
You just
Did I
hang
hang
up
up
on
on everyone?
No.
No, not here.
Oh.
Had somebody calling in.
Okay. Any further discussion on the software or program? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Oh,
Oops,
Jason
Jason
has-
Emery, you have your hand up.
Sorry, I wasn't getting my finger out there quick enough. Chantel, have we worked with you on that? Is that system we're going to be administering and supporting for you? And
Yeah.
I don't remember any of it, so maybe
Yeah.
I just
Quinn
didn't
went
bubble up to me.
Went through your process of identifying programs and working with program manager, whose name I don't have.
Okay, all right, I'll check into it. It's possible I missed it. I got a lot going on these days. Thank you.
Okay, and just so you know, Audubon is a system that the county runs already for the public safety assessment project. It'll be different modules and stuff like that, but as far as the overall package, it's quite similar.
Perfect, makes it easier. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Chantal. Okay, Emily Dunkley.
Hi there, I'm Emily Dunkley. I'm the Community Nutrition Specialist here at Missoula City County Health Department. I'm here in our WIC Program Manager Kate Devenot's absence to request approval of a new task order that provides special project funding to our WIC program for 2 years, which is separate from our ongoing annual WIC funding. So the task order is for $150,000 over 2 federal fiscal years. So starting October 1, 2022 and going to September 30th, 2024. So the $150,000 in funding will support the hiring of 1 FTE for 2 years. This position will work on 2 projects and close.
Oh, Emily froze.
Yeah.
Josh, you there? Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, good. I'm still here.
Hmm. I don't know what to do.
I can message her on Teams.
Okay.
See if we can get her back.
I
Do you
mean,
want to go?
we did already hire the person, didn't we, in the consent agenda last week? I feel-
Yes, you did.
Okay.
You did authorize that, yes. So this is the task order receiving the money for the project.
Are you,
You could also jump to Eric Dixon's item and come back if you'd like.
let's,
Okay, we'll do that.
Let's do that.
Thanks, Anne. Eric, are you there?
I am.
Well, take it away.
All right, so this
PSA.
is a professional services agreement with Tetra Tech for geotechnical engineering services for a few projects that we have. We had a couple outstanding slope failures that were fairly minor. They don't really affect the road. They look bad. They could advance into the road at some point. So we are finally ready to get those taken care of. And that really was prompted by the fact that we needed some advice on Dave Shaw Lane. We want to reconstruct that mile from Mullen Road to Laval Creek, and that road isn't centered in the right of way. And rather than move the right of way, Steve Nide suggested that we move the road. And in order to do that, we have a lot of clay subgrade that we need to deal with. And if we're going to invest in reconstructing a mile of road, we wanted the best solution that we could offer. And Tetra Tech, we've worked with them in the past. They do geotech work all over. I mean, they're good. They're a solid company, so they can provide us with with the advice that we need for these 3 projects. So we bundled them all together and want to take care of them all at once with some ARPA funding. And then we may do the slope stabilization work this year, but the reconstruction on Dayshaw Lane is tentatively looking at next year. So we'll have plenty of time to complete a design and realignment and get a good solid road on that first mile where we always have the worst problems.
Thank you so much, Eric. What do you think, Josh?
I'm all for it. Let's make it happen.
Okay. I second that. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We'll go back to Emily.
Hi there. Sorry about that. Did I cut
Okay.
out right as I was talking about the split of what the FTE will be used on?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So the FTE that we're hoping to hire with this funding will be spent about 75% of the time on a new but established project building referral networks and partnerships with pediatric healthcare providers. So the Montana chapter of the American Academy of Pediatrics has partnered with WIC to explore co-location of WIC at pediatric clinics. We have a strong partner at Providence Pediatrics, and we've started to focus on building screening and referral systems into the pediatric clinic appointment process. So with increased staff capacity designated to the project, we're hoping to expand and explore collaboration with other pediatric clinics in the community and continue to explore the feasibility of co-locating. Co-locating hasn't been feasible with Providence Pediatrics so far due to both WIC and the pediatric clinic having limited building space and staff capacity. The other 25% of the FTE will focus on developing and piloting an online recertification portal for WIC participants. So recertification is a time we tend to see participants drop off the program. This work will be done in partnership with NAVA, the state WIC program at DPHHS, and Gallatin County WIC. And just an FYI, NAVA is a private company that builds transformative digital services specifically tailored for public benefit programs like WIC. So we will be involved in advising and assisting with the research, building and testing of the recertification portal, implementing a pilot of the portal, and evaluating the outcomes of that pilot. So these funds are an appreciated support to our Missoula WIC program and will allow us to more efficiently provide high quality services to the families we serve in Missoula County. I'm happy to answer or try and answer any questions you may have. If you've got any, shoot them my way.
I don't have any. Josh, or does anyone else?
I'm good. I think this is great, and I think I can imagine co-locating really helping meet the mission of WIC.
Very much so.
So I would move we make this happen.
Fantastic. Second. All in favor. Women, infants, children, nutrition. Yes. Aye.
Aye.
Fabulous. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Emily. Okay, Erin Couts.
Good morning, commissioners. I'm here today because we were recently awarded a grant from the Department of Public Health and Human Services as part of Governor Gianforte's HEART initiative. And this grant is to help provide behavioral health services in the Missoula County Detention Facility. And so the contract before you is basically to approve that. What it will fund is one of the jail behavioral health therapists, a jail care coordinator, and a jail mental health transport officer. It's a 2-year grant. We got approximately $567,000 for those 2 years. And I think that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions?
Are these folks through WellPath or?
That's just what I was going to ask too.
We got to meet them, if so.
Oh yes, you did. Yeah, at the meeting last week. So yes, it is 2 WellPath employees for the therapist and the care coordinator, and then the transport officer is a jail employee, a Missoula County employee, or will be once. hasn't been hired yet. And the reason you will not have a actual contract before you, the state has been doing more and more DocuSigns, so it will get sent to you by email. And I think I gave Kyla a heads up, but if not, I'll also remind her. But so this is kind of I'm making sure it's approved so that once it gets sent to you, you can go ahead and sign it and everything is approved to go forward.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it's already been reviewed by legal and risk and benefits as well.
Okay. Well, it was a great meeting. Oh goodness, I'm forgetting their names. Liz and Elise.
Elise and Liz, yeah. Good.
Oh,
Nice
okay.
job, Juan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it was great
Elise,
chatting with them.
oh yeah, Elise is the mental health lead, and then Liz is the care coordinator over there. And they have actually expanded. I think there are 5 currently positions over there, and some of it is grant funded, and then the rest is currently funded through ARPA funds. And the hope is that if the crisis services initiative mill levy passes, it will help maybe fund some of that. But if not, we'll find other ways to fund it. So
Yeah, thank you. Well, Josh
Great.
is at a
Yes, I would move we make this happen.
second. Any further discussion or comment? All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Thanks so much, Erin.
yeah, thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks. Okay, Jason Hauser. With a PEVCO contract.
Yeah, so this is the contract for PEVCO. It is to basically rebuild the head ends and all the transfer systems of the tube station out at the detention center. Tube station is basically like what you see at a post office, or excuse me, at a bank or at the hospital. It transports via the tube throughout the detention center, medicine, paperwork, whatever they use it for. So
I thought this was done, but yes, let's make it done.
Yeah.
I brought it to you as a request this year for a budget request, and so now this is actually the contract for it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, well, I would move we make this, finalize this contract.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
All right,
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
thanks, Jason.
Bye.
Sarah Bell.
Good morning,
Reaching
commissioners.
home. Good morning.
Good to see you. So I have the next 2 items, and they're both contracts for financial admin funding with the city of Missoula. And so the reason they're on the regular agenda is because the contracts are just slightly different than all the other ones that have come before you due to some concerns from the city. And Vinny's in the room with you today too, and he can help clarify anything that I might not get totally correct. But contract number on item number 7 is the $35,000 to support the Reaching Home. And then number 8 is for $9,900 to support Missoula Motions program. And so the city had issue with the language around the insurance and also around the attorney fees in the contract, and just thought that they needed clarification. And after talking with Vinny and Erica, we decided that the language could actually be removed from the contract. So the language that's been taken out is section 7, item C, which used to say county must be listed as an additional insured on the general liability insurance certificate for this agreement unless otherwise specified by the county. And then in section 13, the last sentence on item C was, if an action is brought, the prevailing party shall be entitled to attorney's fees as well as other costs of suit. And since this is intergovernmental, Vinny and Erica thought it was fine to go ahead and move that language. But Vinny, is there anything that you'd like to clarify?
No, I actually think that was like a lot more information than even I would have provided.
Okay.
It's just that I wanted, because these are on your consent agenda most of the time, and in future, all of the other government to government contracts will probably be on the consent agenda as well. They're just a slightly different in form than the other contracts. And so just wanted to flag that difference for you. And man, Sarah gave a really good explanation of the way that our process works. So
No surprise
that's what's going on.
Great.
That's all I had. I just wanted to let you know about these contracts, and then once they're signed by you, we'll go ahead and get everything finalized for payment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it Josh Freeze?
Yes. Oh man, you need him.
Are you texting him?
I am texting.
Okay.
It takes the village people.
I know it is. I bet his phone got too hot on the dash and fried.
I bet you're right.
In which case, texting him may not
Not,
help.
yeah, yeah. Oh, well. And he has a great expression that he's frozen in.
Very chill. Very chill.
Redundant contract language.
Sarah, it's good to see you.
It is so good to see you, Sarah.
Likewise. There's lots of questions I'd like to ask you, but none relate to the meeting, so I'll just be quiet.
Well, we can't do anything, actually, never mind. We'll just sit here awkwardly, okay.
Wait a minute.
We could try calling him on that thing.
Actually, we'll want to call him in via Teams so that it gets in the recording.
Okay.
So if you click
I'm
people.
just going to let you do all the things.
Okay. That's when you need his phone. It's not going to tell me what I want. It's not going to help. Well, I mean, it would help, but not the way that I'm thinking.
Yeah, we know they're not.
I know they're not. Hold on. Unless Jason's disabled the feature. Jason.
And should I just try him on? We can
We
put him
would
on
get the audio
speaker
if we use
phone.
the Klingon.
I like.
Yeah, you should just be able to put in a phone number and have it call, but for some reason that this feature is not working currently.
Okay. I'll just.
The conference phone is maybe better for actually getting.
Hey,
My phone just
cooked.
sitting in my car, and all of a sudden it said temperature's too hot, and it stopped. I had to go outside and stand in the shade till it cooled down.
So
No, no worries.
Can we check with Violet and see if she can actually hear that so that we can,
Oh.
so that it gets picked up on the recording, because otherwise.
I'll just put you next to the microphone. Okay.
Okay.
So, back to that contract language that Sarah Bell,
Yes, I'm all in favor. Let's make those two contracts go.
okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarah. It's so good to
Thank
see
you,
you.
Commissioners. Good to see you.
Okay, now do we have any correspondence? Okay, discussion items. Hauser, you have to come back. Discussion on lighting the courthouse.
Yeah, hi. So Chris had asked, and Chris, I didn't remove it. I thought maybe when you'd asked, you were going to, are we still going to do this today, or do you want to remove this and do it later when that is more, when Brian is ready with his
Sure. Yeah, I haven't got it, Hauser. Is the request in front of you is for the opioid addiction folks, or is that?
No, this is
Okay.
for lighting the courthouse green for about a week, and it's in support of veterans. And that comes up in November, and it wasn't actually a request. It's just there's been a document going around that they're asking all government entities to do this, not just us, but all government entities to go out, purchase some lights, whatever they may be, and then light up a portion of the courthouse or whatever government building in green.
And
So-
they is MACO or they is, what's the, is there
Yeah,
national?
So the National Association of Counties is the sponsor of it, and then MACO adopted a resolution and is asking all 56 counties to adopt a resolution to light up courthouses green, and commissioners, you will have that resolution on a future meeting to adopt if you so choose.
Okay, and we just wanted to,
Yeah, and so Brian and I are working on the policy. We got bogged down in some some litigation stuff that just came up, but Brian's trying to put a hard deadline on having it ready for you to review. One of the reasons why we want you to consider making an action on this one way or the other is because in the case, the U.S. Supreme Court case about what stuff constitutes government speech versus private entity speech, making decisions is one of the factors that they're looking at. So in order to, when we craft the policy, one of the things that you guys identified as what you're looking for is to maintain some control over what is happening and maintain it as government speech. If these things happen kind of automatically without governing board looking at them, that changes the analysis for courts. And so that's one of the reasons why, even though some of these things you might think, well, we've approved it before, you might as well just approve it again. It's not that big of a deal. It's better if there's an item on your agenda and you make a decision about it one way or another, even if it seems kind of automatic. And at the time when we have the policy crafted for you to consider, make changes to or adopt, we can do a more robust presentation on that if you like. But generally speaking, the point is, in order to maintain your control over what happens at the courthouse, we want you to make decisions about these sorts of things.
okay, thank you so much, Vinny.
Yeah, thanks, Vinny.
And thanks, Jay. So I will just wait till you guys have a chance to regroup and we'll
Bring us the policy.
bring us policy that will somehow magically be before Veterans Day week or.
It's actually before, I think is it the week of Veterans Day, Jason, or is it, I thought it was?
Give me 2 seconds and I can tell you.
And as far as this, you can make a decision on this one.
That's what I was.
But the making of the decision is what would be helpful towards making the policy stick the right way.
Okay, so if we go forward with green light,
Absolutely.
it doesn't impede anything that you and Brian are working on.
Might help.
Okay.
It's November 7th through the 13th.
So
Okay.
so Vinny, I'm sorry, are you looking for a decision today then on the green light?
I don't think it's before you today. My understanding from what Jason was saying is that it should come before you. It must be maybe next week because that's the time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Any events and invitations? Signing, okay, we're done. Have a great morning, everyone.
Yeah, sorry about my phone issue and I appreciate your patience.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Enjoy
Bye-bye.
the north, Josh.
Thanks, will do.
Okay.
All right.